welcome into the ArtGibbs Sports Business Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. And today we're going to run through the TV contracts for each of the Power 5 conferences and Notre Dame. This is something that we've talked about, TV contracts. We've heard a lot about it. USC and UCLA moving to the Big Ten, Nebraska and et cetera moving to the Big Ten, Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC. We've heard a lot about TV deals. That may not be all of it. It may be positioning for a future league, but I thought it would be advantageous to just quickly run through what the sort of current TV deals look like, which ones are coming up to be renegotiated, and which ones have a little while yet to go before they can be renegotiated. So we're going to go through. We'll start at the top, the Big Ten. Currently, the Big Ten has the biggest base TV deal. It's 6 years, $2.64 billion, $400 million a year in base TV deal, and that makes it the current largest Power 5 conference based TV deal. Next, we've got the SEC. They're currently on a 15-year deal with ESPN that went into effect in 2009, 2010. So that's going to be up here shortly in 2024. And that's something just north of $2 billion or a little over $134 million per year. Of course, the SEC also has the deal with CBS for the CBS game, big noon game, afternoon game, the prime time slot, the CBS, SEC on CBS, which is another $55 million per year. And then, of course, they've got, just like the other conferences, the bowl payouts and the college football playoff payouts that, of course, would go to the Big Ten and other conferences as well. But the key there is that CBS deal going on top of that, but it's still second to the Big Ten in regular season TV money. All right. Big 12 is next. Big 12 is on a 13-year, $2.6 billion deal, $200 million per year with ESPN and Fox, and that goes through 2025. So if you look, we've got Big 10 coming up in a couple years, we've got SEC coming up in a couple years, and we got Big 12 coming up in 2025 in terms of their deal going to be renegotiated. Now, of course, the Big 12, unlike the SEC and the Big 10, has not added prime properties, but yet they've lost two in Texas and Oklahoma. Next, we've got the Big 12. Next, we've got the Pac-12. Pac-12 is on a 12-year, $3 billion deal with Fox Sports and ESPN, which ends in 2024. And them, like the Big 12, have just lost prime properties in USC and UCLA, heading to the Big 10. Then we've got the ACC. The ACC, unlike many of these other leagues where negotiations are coming up shortly, the ACC is in a long-term relationship with ESPN. Their deal runs through 2036 and is worth approximately $240 million annually, which is not horrible right now, but that $240 million compared to where the Big Ten and the SEC will be most likely in the early 2030s is going to put them at a significant disadvantage, most likely something like half of what the Big Ten and the SEC are earning in their TV deals. And then I'll just throw in Notre Dame here. I guess technically they're near the level of some of these other schools and conferences. So, of course, NBC and Notre Dame have a deal that goes back way back. NBC and Notre Dame's current deal went into effect in 2016, goes to the 2025 season, and that's worth $15 million to Notre Dame specifically annually. So a lot of these conferences with 10, 12 teams, Notre Dame is in a similar situation in terms of the payouts. And then, of course, they, same thing, get payouts for bowls and college football playoffs. So that's a quick rundown. Again, you've got Big Ten, SEC. Their deals are coming up shortly. They're sort of at the top of the heap. They've added teams, so in their renegotiations, they're going to be really pulling away from the conferences like the current Big 12, like the Pac-12, and then, of course, the ACC sitting on this long-term deal. They haven't lost teams yet, but they're on this long-term deal where their $240 million is going to look like a lot less going forward. Notre Dame sort of sits with a deal that ends in 2025 that they can kind of they've got some optionality, as it were, in this arms race. So again, I just wanted to quickly go through the TV deals. We've talked a lot about them. In a future episode, we're going to look at the some of the group of five and some of how that's shaped out, and just try to get a feel for the landscape of what the landscape looks like in college football, what the TV deals look like, what the money looks like as we're entering this time where potentially some teams are going to break off and become a professional league in many respects. So what do the numbers look like as we go into that? That's pretty important. So this was just a quick rundown. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and have a great day.